It's amazing what money will do,
It
isn't
is,
it? I mean, when
it's-
you think that London was the #1 centre for the laundering of Russian dirty money, I mean, it didn't make me feel proud.
No, they called it Boristan for a time.
I didn't know that.
We're none of us entirely wide-eyed and naive about the world. We know that the world, and it has always been the case, that money talks and that everybody has a price to some extent.
Do you know what Napoleon said?
No, go on.
He said the surprising thing is not that every man has his price.
But how low it is.
Yes.
Yes, I would have said the
But
same.
how low it is. I think that's hilarious.
I've always thought the greatest power a human being can have in negotiations, whether it's as an actor, like in a film, as minor as that, or in a huge boardroom way, the greatest power you can have is the power to walk away.
Yeah.
Just to be able to say, oh, no, this is not for me, and go. But I know some people in business who will say that the first thing you sense when you sit round a table, say about the sale of a company or it going public, the share offering, is you instantly know the greedy ones. And they're the ones you want to have nothing to do with, who are in it to make money. And I am, in that sense, very naive. In the early 90s, late 80s, when I was aware that the internet was going to happen, and I became very excited by it. And through the 90s, I became very excited by it. And we'd have lots of meetings with people who had ideas, and the really good ones wanted to make something extraordinary.
Yeah.
Like an artist or a craftsman, like someone who just wanted to make a better pair of shoes,
Make something
make a
good.
better table, just the pleasure, the fun, the fulfillment of it. And then you started to notice, because the internet caught fire, that people were in it to make money. That the first thing they wanted to do was to build a service or a piece of software that they could immediately sell to, Bill Gates or to somebody else. And then it got worse. It got so
worse.
much. Yeah, there's a word, and this is, in a sense, what Saudi Arabia is doing with sport. It's the darkest word of our era, I think, is the word disruption. It sounds simple. It's just the Latin for break down, break up, break into pieces. To disrupt, like you interrupt, you break into someone's conversation.
Yeah.
And you get a rupture, it's a break, and so on. So in 2007, when Facebook was beginning to take off, Mark Zuckerberg famously said that the motto of Facebook is move fast and break things. And this was considered a heroic new stance. These young people were coming in, they were breaking up the way the world was, and they were making huge sums of money out of it. They were inventing new ideas, and they were sweeping away everything from the past. And so you disrupt the bread and breakfast space with Airbnb. You disrupt the car hire and taxi services with Uber. You disrupt. And we're now living in a broken world because things have been disrupted and they've not been replaced with anything like.
And they've been disrupted by people who just want to be very, very rich.
Yes.
And not to do one thing superbly well.
And the betrayal, to me, the betrayal, the hypocrisy, whatever word is, that somehow we believed in the 90s and early 2000s that these guys in jeans and T-shirts were just kind of, gentle, sweet people who wanted the world to be better.
Yeah.
And we now know that in Orwell's magnificent image, the pigs are now wearing trousers. The end of Animal Farm, they look through
That's
and they see the pig.
Yes, I forgot.
And it's all come round